Gandalf, mate. Now I'm out of focus, I'm sure. Let me just put you somewhere else that isn't here. And now you've just got cat hair all over my brand new t-shirt. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Christmas meal? Get your hands off my present. Who gets that reference? Hello! I thought I'd better get this filmed today, since I've just had my hair cut and it's actually styled for once. I hadn't been to the hairdresser for about 6 months, so I've left quite a lot of hair on their floor. I never think to go until my hair just gets really long and knotty and heavy. It's summertime, so it was just time to get it all cut off, and in another few months it'll be back to being long and knotty again, I'm sure. How is it Christmas again this quickly? This year has gone by in such a blur. Overall, I've had a very difficult year, and it hasn't been a good one health-wise for a number of members in my family, particularly my father, who earlier this year was diagnosed with kidney cancer, which turned out to be bladder cancer that had actually gone up into the kidney. So he had to have his kidney removed, and he has ongoing treatment. He has scans every 3 months, and they keep picking up other little growths and removing them. It has just been endless this year. We are all completely over it, especially him. Yeah, I've just not managed to get a whole bunch of things done which I was planning to do this year, but you know, what can you do? It's life, and sometimes it gets in the way. Honestly, I have reached maximum burnout, and I definitely need to have some time off, so I thought I would film this earlier in December, and then I'm going to take at least 3 weeks off if I can, just have some time for myself, sort out my studio because it's total chaos, and yeah, just basically try and relax and think about what I'm going to do for 2025. This will be my last video for the year, and I had planned to do this whole festive Christmas painting thing. It didn't happen, unfortunately, so you're just going to have to live with this one. So I'm going to show you everything I didn't get to do in 2024. Let's get into it, shall we? First up is this wooden coaster box, which I was going to turn into a Christmas themed coaster box, and I technically would have had enough time to actually paint this, but I decided in the end that enough was enough for this year. I just wasn't in the mood to paint it, but I at least got one done, and that was for Halloween, so 1 out of 2 ain't bad. And I thought that rather than forcing myself to do something that I would only end up doing half-assed, I figured I could probably wait until next year to do the Christmas coaster box. I might even come up with another idea and do it for a different time of year. Who would know? But yes, Christmas coaster box, not done. While we're on the subject of boxes, Miranda's advent calendar box from last year, I didn't get much done at all. This got pushed to the back of my to-do pile, and I just realised how many pages I haven't done. I was going to do a coloured pencil drawing on this paper for each month. I managed to finish the first 3 months, and that's it. This would have looked so good if I'd managed to finish them all, but the stress of Dad's surgeries has just completely thrown me off this year. Like I said, I put the box to one side and pretty much forgot about it. Oh my gosh, I haven't done any of the watercolour paintings either, but I do like the 3 drawings I did with coloured pencils. As I predicted, this paper is actually fantastic for pencil. It's smooth and lovely, and I was able to get a lot of pencil layering on there. So I was just thinking, what am I going to do with this? So I thought I'd better pull everything out, and I honestly thought I'd lost these paints. I couldn't find them anywhere, and they were in the box the whole time. I can't help but laugh at myself there. That is so hilarious. I really like these Da Vinci paints. I'm happy I found them again, and I will definitely get painting with them once more. So I'll just put those aside to go in my watercolour cabinet. The masking tape I'll pull out for further use. Then there's also a bunch of stickers and watercolour papers, plus my swatch card. I will post this video up so you can watch it from last year at the end of this one. I thought I would salvage the top parts of the paper from the old calendar, and I sorted everything into neat piles so I can put these into my paper stash and actually use them. I won't waste the old calendar. I'll put this into my scrapbooking pile so I can use the back of it for journaling cards. And here's all of the watercolour paper. It's really lovely Saunders Waterford 100% cotton paper, so I will be painting on that. I got my paints, and the advent calendar box is going in the recycling bin so I can get rid of some junk out of my studio. Because, my friends, my studio is an absolute disaster zone. Category 5 Cyclone Becky has gone through here. Earlier in the year, I was doing so well at sorting it out and getting it clean and tidy. Then we went on that big road trip, and after that I have just not been able to get myself back together, and everything is just piling up on top of other things because I've just been putting things aside to deal with later. It's just becoming such a cluttered mess, and I'm going to have to deal with it over the holidays, I think. In my defense, I have been very tired and stressed out, so I just haven't had the mental energy to actually tidy the studio properly. Those sorting boxes have become a permanent fixture in my office, and Trixie has made a bed on them, which is just fantastic. My goal for the rest of this year is to start at one end of my office and work my way all through the studio, just clearing up this mess once and for all. I'm not sure how detailed I'm going to get, whether I go through every single drawer or if I'm just going to try and get rid of all of the surface clutter and then worry about the drawers later. This whole crafting corner here is an absolute shambles, and so my plan is to put on music and just go through everything, which I do find to be quite a therapeutic process. The main part of my studio is even worse than my office though. Much worse. Oh gosh. I'm not looking forward to tidying that. I've accumulated so many cardboard boxes and paper bags. I think if I put them in the recycling bin, that would be half of the problem fixed. This desk area is the worst part of the room at the moment. Along with this wire drawer, which is just full of swatches, pamphlets and art packaging. I need to pull this drawer out, go through the entire thing and sort it out properly. It's overflowing, as you can see here. Go in there, I don't want to look at you. Back to my filming desk, which is actually tidy. I was meant to make a chess set for the company Let's Resin, and I've got all the supplies here that they sent me. I cannot find the chessboard mould. I know it's somewhere in that pile, so I need to find it, and then I can film that video. Next up, this 365 days of drawing. I had high hopes to fill this entire book, and I got about a third of the way through before I ran out of steam and decided I'd had enough. This was around the time that my dad had his kidney out, which was in April, and I got up to about May, although I have skipped a few pages and done a few other pages in the book. I was trying to do this sequentially, but of course there were some days that I just liked better than others. And there's so much left in this book that I haven't done. I just couldn't face it. So I guess I'll pick this up at another point. I mean, it doesn't have to be 365 consecutive days. It doesn't say that. But I'll just flip through what I actually managed to do. The book itself is really good, and there's lots of different fun ideas in it. It's just that having to do this every day, along with filming YouTube videos and of course all of the other medical dramas going on, there's only so much I can handle before it all got too much. I think this is my favourite page. We went to the museum for Nick's birthday to see the Titanic exhibition. That was excellent, and I made this little folder with the idea that I was going to draw all sorts of artifacts in there. I've gotten one picture done, and I'll go back through my photos so I can find the other references that I took, so I can finish that up at some point, but at the moment it's just sitting in the book like that. I've used mostly coloured pencils and pens in here because the paper isn't really going to hold watercolour, it will just buckle really quickly. Looking at this book now, it's making me want to get it out again and do some more pages, so maybe I'll do that. There's an upside down portrait of me. As I said, there's a lot of fun ideas in the book, and I think I like the patterns ones the best. The gluggle jug. We watched the Great Pottery Showdown where they made some gluggle jugs. I just had to draw one of those. And then later on we actually found one in a shop, so I had to buy it for my cabinet. It's so cool. They're called that because of the sound that they make when you pour water out and tip it back, and it makes this bubbling noise. It's really weird, but I love it so much. I put in some of my favourite washi tapes there. I don't know what's going on with that cow. It's got a little hat on, but there we are. I made that bear sticker to put on my Stanley Cup, but I ended up peeling it off and putting it in my book instead. A still life, which is supposed to be a one-line drawing, but I decided I didn't want to do that, and really I've just used the prompts as a guide. Some of them follow the instructions pretty exactly, and then others I just decided I didn't like the concept, so I did my own thing, and that's the great thing about these books, it's just meant to inspire a bit of creativity. You can see I have done quite a lot in here, but maintaining this for an entire year is absolutely exhausting. And I'm sure you felt the same, where some days it's just impossible to be creative. And that's completely fine and normal. The page on the left, which is inspired by something I saw on Instagram, actually got me to make a whole bunch of other ones on some watercolour paper, and these were so much fun to do. I have quite a lot more of this paper in this lovely square format, and I'm thinking I might make an entire series of these scribbly zentangly designs. They're so much fun and relaxing to do. Maybe I'll turn that into a video. And I'm thinking actually sometime in the future I should make a video just filling in some of these pages. Because I now haven't finished it, I'm not so worried about having everything done in exact order, so I could flip to a random page and just fill it out. I think that would be a really fun video. Let me know if you would like to see that. And I know I've said that a few times this year and then haven't ended up actually filming the video that I said I might do. I do apologise. Sometimes I get an idea in my head, but if I don't do it straight away, I forget about it, and then months later I just realise I haven't done it and I said I was going to. Oops. I really like this little sketch that I did of one of Dad's Buddha statues on his knick-knack shelf, and I did that while I was staying out there helping to care for him. This line drawing is my office desk with Gandalf sleeping there. There he is. And then I've got some patterns in here as well. This book is a mishmash of all sorts of ideas, and there's about half a dozen different books in the series. I did have lofty ambitions that I was going to complete a book a year for the next few years, but now it's shaping up to be one book completed in a whole series of years. But honestly, it's not the end of the world. I like to set goals for myself every year, but sometimes I don't manage to succeed, and that's okay. I'm not going to get myself all worked up if I don't manage to succeed in everything. I'm honestly happy that I've managed to make videos the entire year, because there were a few times when I was just thinking I wasn't going to be able to do it and I was going to have to take time off. I really didn't want to, because my YouTube channel's very important to me and I really like making videos for you to watch, and I really have tried to prioritize my filming schedule just so that I can have a video every week. It's been important for me to maintain my schedule because that stability keeps me going through difficult times. But I had to put this book aside for a while, and let's not talk about the other two that I bought in the meantime. Dull. The other two books that I'd hoped to finish this year are these two sketchbooks. I started both of these last year with the hopes that I was going to get them finished before the end of this one. This first one was commenced in April 2023, and in January I wrote, will I finish the whole sketchbook this year? Only time will tell, but I sure hope so. And as we get into December, that would be a big fat no. The last thing I did was a birthday page to myself in October, and then I've done nothing since. I still have all of this to fill out, so I guess we're going into 2025 with this book. Ah well, such is life. And the other one is this hateful Hahnemuhle one with 100% cotton paper, but I just really don't like it. It started off so beautifully with this lovely cover page in September of 2023, and I am about halfway through, just over I think. I was filming in this book, but it's just really frustrating paper for watercolours. It works well for watercolour pencils though, but I just started sketching random things in it and I've just got all of this left to go. I honestly just want to start a new sketchbook for filming in because this one is driving me insane. But it was also an expensive book, so I'd really want to finish that one at some point. I'm tired of them at the moment though. Be gone from my sight! I did finish my travel sketchbook though. I am so proud of this. I had a win for the year and I'm really happy about that. I'll put this video up at the end as well so you can see that if you haven't watched it already. I also have a bunch of other things that I've shown in previous videos but I haven't actually gotten around to making videos on. One is the sketchbook idea generator, and this just got put to one side and I haven't thought about it for months, so I think this would be a really fun video to make and hopefully that will happen next year. I have multiple art supplies that I have bought and not even opened yet, including these two Derwent paint pan sets, metallics and graphy tints. I will have to do a review video on those. I've also got these golden heavy body paints that I bought a few months ago and have been put over to one side. I've got an upside down box of oil paint sticks, let me just flip that up the right way. And I only just got those recently, but I just haven't gotten around to that yet. I really want to try them out, so hopefully really soon. These Western Australia paints are also on that to-do pile. Along with these, I have a new project that I'm going to start in 2025 involving this giant paper pad. You'll have to see what that is next year. So that's pretty much it for me this year. I've got plenty of stuff to finish maybe next year. We'll see how we go. I'm not going to stress myself out over it, but I am going to take a little break for the rest of December. I may not put up a video for a couple of weekends. I will be back sometime in January, so I just want to thank you all so much for watching my videos this year. I hope you have a really happy holiday season, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I will be back in a few weeks with more video content. I have no idea what I'm going to start with next year. I'll figure that out on my time off. So you stay safe and well out there, and I'll see you all again really soon in my next video. Swatch you later. Bye!